Major developments in the case of Freddie Gray as jury selection for one of the police officers charged in connection with his death finally begins today. Almost half of those potential jurors interviewed said they have either been investigated, charged, or locked up by police or victimized by criminals. Judge Andrew Napolitano is our Fox News senior judicial analyst and a New York Times best-selling author. Judge, good to see you. So that's a problem, potentially.
Well, it is a problem, and the judge's obligation is to interrogate face-to-face, just like you and I are speaking now, each potential juror to say, okay, you had this experience with the cops yourself. Can you put that out of your mind and judge this person fairly? We have a police officer who's a defendant. We have police officers who are going to testify in behalf of the government. Can you look at this dispassionately? What do you know about the case? Whatever you know about it, whatever opinions you form,
let me answer that for you.
Put that out of your head.
Because, first of all, if you've been a victim of a crime, you may be pro-police because, you know, you report the crime, maybe it gets investigated, so you never know which way that rubs. But they were asked, of the 75 to 80 potential jurors who were questioned in the first pool, every single one indicated they were familiar with the case and with the city's $6.4 million settlement in the civil case.
The most troubling aspect of this case. When a series of events give rise to both a criminal proceeding and a civil proceeding, it is the rule of thumb everywhere in the United States of America. The civil proceeding is put aside until the criminal case is resolved.
So as not to prejudice the results of the criminal trial.
Correct. In the criminal trial, you're talking about human freedom. In the civil case, you're talking about dollars. Dollars are fungible. They can wait.
And the burden of proof is so much easier in a civil case than it is in a criminal case.
But the government here gave away $6.4 million to Mr. Gray's family. What does that tell the jury the employer of the police thinks about those police? Whether that's articulated in the courtroom or not, that is the most difficult obstacle for this judge to get over that. Can you put that out of your mind? And then even when they say to you, Judge, I can put it out of my mind, you have to make a subjective evaluation. Do I believe this person? Can they really put this out of their mind? Or do they want to get on this jury to bring about a predetermined end result, which is not what juries are supposed to do?
What effect does the public pressure have on these jurors? Because obviously this case has been covered to quite an extent. And even today, there was chanting, there were protesters chanting outside of the courtroom. The defense did not object, and there was no obvious reaction from the jury pool. But they hear that. They know they are being watched carefully.
I think the public pressure is terrific. Had I been the judge in this case, I would have granted the motion for a new venue, meaning move the trial to Annapolis or another major city in Baltimore where the public pressure is less. Outside of Baltimore, thank you. Where the public pressure is less. Look, the judge has two jobs here. The government has to get a fair shot, and the defendants have to have all of their constitutional rights protected. The right to a fair trial means a scrupulously neutral jury, as oblivious to public pressures as is humanly possible.
Quick question before I let you go. Who's the best juror? What's the best type of juror for the defense in a case like this?
Someone who has had no familiarity with the police and can judge this behavior dispassionately, because the defense is going to put out an expert witness who will say, here's what the police are supposed to do, and here's exactly what they did.
No familiarity. So they're going to go with Dr. Carson on his next trip to Jordan and get somebody over there who has no familiarity with this case.
I don't think he's going to be on this case.
Or with the police. Great to see you.
Likewise.
Up next, a college president strikes back against the self-absorbed college students, and we'll show you the message that has now gone viral.